good old Twisted Fate, which was actually.
What if they went
decently
Akali Gwen and then put Peanut on Lee Sin and have like this ridiculous assassin-y style of composition? That would be really quite fun, wouldn't it?
It would be.
That's why they're not going to do it.
It's too good.
It is too good.
And I might still look at the Akali here. That wouldn't surprise me. I think Akali as a pick is just in such a strong place at the moment that it warrants picking it up blind, no matter the circumstances. And Gory has also had great performances thus far. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Just a nice top side. It does open you up to some pivots in the draft. Damwon and Kia can now, if they choose to, lock something in. If not, we're probably going to see something like the Jin Leona come out. That's generally, if we do get that second round of 80 carry bands, which I think is very likely. I think they pick up a mid laner here. Like I said, I think the Twisted Fate would be a nice one. The Galio is an option, although I'd rather see Showmaker on Twisted Fate than on Galio, personally.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. We'll see where Showmaker does decide to go, or whether instead they could have locked in the Varus here, hovering the Kalista, which is certainly one of Ghost's comfort picks. Varus and Kalista, he's definitely a main of both of these champions, which is why it's very interesting that he got subbed out right in the middle of a meta that favors him completely. But that's okay. They are going to lock away the Kalista here, and now some bans can be thrown towards Showmaker if they'd like, but I'd hope that we're going to see Beryl denied a few of those classic support options on the bottom side. As there's the Thresh to be taken away.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
That's a really good ban against Kellen. Also enable some of Doc Dump's favorites, you know, the Jinx, the Aphelios particularly comes to mind.
I'd actually really like a Tahm Kench ban instead of banning away something like the Varus. Personally?
Yeah, I'm okay. Otherwise they just pick Aphelios Kench, right? So I agree with you. I think that banning out the Kench is very consistent with what you've done here. Especially when you've already locked in that Kalista. Oh, there we go. Very nice.
Whew, took a couple of days off, but we're back with a vengeance. Nailed.
No, I think it's a very good call because it ties into what Damwon Kia wants to do here, right? You have a lot of AD carries like the Varus where you can find a little bit of leeway in what you want to do in the lane. Obviously in this case the Karma's banned out, but like Varus still has some modes, whereas Kalista you're going to pick an engage support. And the Alistair here for Beryl would be 100% in line with what Beryl has historically been just insane on. And it works really well. This is a bit more scaling. I do think this is greedy doing this blind.
Definitely a powerful duo.
It's really
when
good.
It comes to engage.
Yeah. But you do forgo some of your laning power.
Oh, this would be exciting.
Yes, please.
Oh my. Does this mean that? Do you know what I really want? I want this, and then I want Rumble top lane, Viego jungle. That's what I want from Damwon. I really want it. Give it to me. We know that Canyon loves playing as Viego. We know that Khan has been playing Rumble for the last, like, what, 1,100 years? Oh my goodness, it would be so much fun. It's probably not going to happen, but I'm excited for the potential as Doc Dam is going to throw away the game. No, he's going to think about picking Kai'Sa at this point in time. Ezreal, remember, is available right now, and that means that they've valued Kai'Sa higher than Ezreal and Varus.
I kind of get it. I think that picking...
I guess Ezreal's difficult into Kalista.
Yeah, I think the Varus would have been good. But then this is the benefit that you already pointed out yourself, right? Like the value of banning the Kench and the Thresh. It means that any Varus pick actually does have an issue playing into champions. Like playing Varus into LeBlanc and Rumble without any peel is horrible, right? Beryl's having some fun. He's flexing some niggas, but you're not picking that with Kalista unless they have something prepped that I am not ready for whatsoever.
Oh, LeBlanc support, obviously.
Oh, I would
this would be fun.
Love that. That would also be good. I think Rel's fine.
It's happening. Yes! The Maokai support, brilliant. This is exactly what we want. Trying to get some of them interrupts on the Alistar's engage. Love it. Absolutely love it. And also, Maokai Rumble. You put the trees up and you burn them down, Chronicler. That's what you do, and it works real well.
It works on so many levels, and I actually agree with you. I think that while they keep the so it's going to be a Kali top, and that's an interesting one with the Ignite. We could have seen that one coming, which means that Showmaker's going to be playing it into the Lee Sin, which I don't know how that matchup is going to go. I expect the LeBlanc to have kind of respect, but once she gets her item, should have a decent time just poking out the Lee. But this Maokai, I want to go in a little bit further, because as you pointed out, not only does it synergize well with the Rumble, Maokai's one weakness is that he's really good at locking people down, but then he's in, right? Like, he doesn't really have an escape. He can CC them a little bit, and Fate's Core alleviates so much of that. It's similar to the Galio, where it's like, well, Galio's gone in, now what?
Yeah.
Now you can actually pull him out, which gives Barrow a lot more freedom. So, two really interesting drafts. I think the skirmishing power is definitely there for Nongshim, but as a whole, Damwon Kia, this is, at least in terms of draft, looking like the Damwon Kia of old, right? Like, there is a lot of ways that they can go about with this draft. It is a pick that should suit Barrow very well. And Showmaker on a champion like LeBlanc is definitely going to be fireworks.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Unfortunately, I didn't get my wish where we put AP in the solo lanes. However, I think that is absolutely fine. Khan, very good on the Viego, and Rumble just blitzes through that jungle. Will certainly help them stay ahead in tempo in this game. So, probably the more intelligent choice, however, less fun for me. And my amount of fun is generally not what wins your games. As Damwon Kia back with their championship roster once again. Showmaker on LeBlanc. He feels like he's a little bit behind when it comes to Pog points and wants to lock in a Pog champ.
You have to.
Yeah.
You really have to, you know.
Sorry, Pog champion. Because that could have been confusing to some people. Is Kellen playing the bell? Have you ever thought that Kellen with a mask on looks a little bit similar to Viper?
I see that. I had never considered that, but I see the point you make. What if Kellen is actually just Viper with a mask on, and Viper, you know, it's the LPL, it's stressful, he's like one of, if not the best AD carry there. EDGs, all this pressure on his shoulders, so he just comes in his weekends.
This is his choice of like time off.
It's leisure,
is to come and play a high pressure match against.
What do you mean high pressure? He's on Nongshim, you know. He can take it easy. He's not the AD carry. He doesn't have to care.
What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. I think that playing Alistar is far more pressure than playing Kai'Sa.
Kai'Sa just has to wait for someone to enable her R button. Oh, Khan. That's cheesy.
Yeah, well, he's going to try and get a bit of a stab off here against Rich, who's walking to the wrong side and actually takes Shroud level 1.
Oh, no.
Which is a bit of a disaster. Jonah Strong is going to do the right thing and move away from that lane. Not a whole lot of fun here for Rich, as you can see, but it's just going to be Khan grabbing some early control, as the Viego is wont to do.
Oh, that's going to be a big wave.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
This is tough.
Yeah, that's really rough.
Yeah, level 1 without 5-point strike means there's just no way you're even going to get... He's got 1, and it cost him a quarter of his health bar. Oh, dear. Probably will be okay. This is, of course, just Akali's lot in the first few levels.
Wow.
Beryl has a 100% win rate on the Maokai. 6-0. This did, of course, come about as a result of the Senna meta, as Senna Maokai was very popular. Probably one of my favorite Senna combos outside of the Heimerdinger.
Oh, I love it.
Especially
for
Damwon
so good. Like, everything about that combo works. You know, you added sustain, Maokai's passive combined with the Senna.
Yep.
You have the lockdown that sets up for the root.
And also Maokai gets to avoid a laning phase and gets to build items, basically. It's just really good.
Everything about it just makes me happy. You know, it's one of those examples where it just works so well, and it's like, yeah, this is really nice as they go in here.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice knock up there from Callan, his twisted advance, and Callan's gonna have to get out of there. He's down to sub 100 health, and this is why you pick the Maokai, I guess. Just seemed to work out pretty well there.
You're not too sure about that one. Going in there is a bit greedy, and to add to that, Peanut says hello, but doesn't actually want to go in, which I respect, because it's Diana into Maokai and Kalista, right? So if you go in and you don't kill them, then Kalista will kite you out and violently murder you. But yeah, I don't think you can really go in there. You're down to combat summoner because you do have cleanse, but you don't have the heal available, right? And then you're also playing into Kalista, so
yeah,
unless you 100-0 her.
And now without flash, it means that things can be very, very dangerous with the lockdown from Maokai, plus a flame spitter potentially coming on down there. We can see that it's the Krugs that Canyon wants at the moment. Very strange seeing Canyon back in the jungle again. Kind of enjoyed him in the mid lane, not gonna lie.
It was fun, yeah. It was really good. I think his laning phase had some issues, but yeah, outside of that,
I feel like it was a misplacement of skill in a lot of ways when Canyon is probably the best jungler that we have here in the LCK.
It's a case of like, you can still see how good the player is, but also it just looks a little bit off. You know, it's
yeah,
like
right.
It's like you get you order Canyon, then you still get Canyon, like, but there's discount Canyon. He's still good, but not quite as good.
Yeah.
And now he's back to his normal, incredibly strong self, and the Rumble has been a pick that took him a little bit. I think initially during MSI we saw that he had some struggles on it when the pick just came into the meta, but he has looked a lot better recently, and I think for Damwon it's also just nice to be back in their regular form again, as, yeah, Akana has double the CS of Rich, as was to be expected from the level 1.
Well, Rich might be at not going to get that one. Oh, nailed it. Managed to lock down 2 of those. So 24 to 42. Awful time, really, to be had for the Akali. Time should get better as it goes on. However, right now, it's just not feeling very good.
Oh, Khan also dodging the Shuriken flip, meaning that it's not even the chance to go for a cheeky reactivation.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just Khan having a field day.
Almost 6. I think he's looking for a cheeky play there, but won't be able to. Rich might teleport just back here after getting a back in, but it's not a great back, right? It's 30 CS. Or he has to stay. That is risky right there.
Well, that is going to be the Mimic chain. Showmaker doing a lot of damage here to Gory. Just thinking to himself, kind of wish I took Ignite. Maybe we could have got that kill. But probably wasn't going to be enough anyway, as Showmaker's just going to have another cycle of spells. I was actually going to say earlier, maybe Showmaker should have taken Press the Attack, because he's weaving so many autos onto the Lee Sin in his lane.
Oh god, Press the Attack LeBlanc.
Oh,
I like
the dream, right? I mean, yes, you will lack all of the burst potential that the good old Electrocute would give you in the later stage of the game when you're doing your job. However, the laning phase would be pretty fun.
But you'd still lose it. Like, you'd have to order them 3 times before you can actually go in with your combo.
Yeah, that's the point. That's what he'd be doing. Maybe he should just take Conqueror like everyone else.
That's not a good point. That one, I'm like, yeah, Conqueror LeBlanc.
Yeah.
Sure thing. Hit me with that.
I just like the idea of Press the Attack LeBlanc because it just sounds so bad.
I'd argue it is, but I think you can, you can give that a try yourself and see how that works out and how that feels to play when you need to get your free.
Do you think that I haven't? I lost horrendously. However, I had a lot of fun on the show, as that is going to be Canyon, locking that one down very, very close to a potential steal opportunity that wasn't going to happen. As Showmaker gets tagged by a Q, but obviously isn't too worried about that one. Dashing on forward here, good avoidance from Gory, keeps his health bar relatively high, misses out on one of those creeps, but otherwise is going to survive, and that is good news. About 9 CS the difference here in that mid lane, top lane still 20. As Khan is just pushing Rich away constantly.
Oh, yeah.
The Mist versus Smoke argument, I think, is being won pretty heavily by Mist at this point in time.
Mist, obviously the superior form of aerosol-based vision obscurity.
I liked that sentence.
Right?
Very much.
I didn't know where I was going to end halfway through, but
Mist also much better for the environment.
It is, yeah.
You know? Smoke, often a lot of carbon dioxide, which we don't want. Thankfully, Beryl's here in order to convert said carbon dioxide to oxygen.
Khan also one of the few top laners at this point in the LCK that actually is trying to build upon this lead, right? He's not mindlessly shoving the wave. He's keeping it here, doing his best not to push it, just so that Rich's position becomes very awkward.
Yeah,
in the longer lane, the Akali really needs to respect this. Showmaker is also doing amazingly in his matchup. Like I said earlier, I'm not 100% sure how it generally goes, but what we see here is that Showmaker is just never really at a threat for Gory, whereas simultaneously he's able to consistently pressure that health total, keep the lead low a little bit, as might be getting our first fight on our hands here, Atlas.
Yeah, potentially. Peanuts coming in, has that level 6. Everyone's grouped. Moonfall could get a lot of value as Beryl still holding on to the ultimate. That is going to be really important. As in goes Khan now. Callan just explodes. Cannot do anything in this one. And that is going to be a very comfortable Herald take here for Damwon Kia. That was a little bit anticlimactic in the end. It was just a cow falling down, and then that was it.
Damwon Kia getting early laning leads, turning that into a Drake, turning that into a Herald.
I don't think we're not getting E-words
We're
not even allowed to say the word because KT's playing today.
Yeah, so you just want to stay away from that.
Yeah,
but
just have to stay. Get in the right habit.
I am happy to see a Damwon that, while we are very much not out of the clear is at least going back to the roots of what made this team so good, right? Which was good early game control, and that snowballing that, because if you look at this team fight, they are very, very certain that they want to go for this, have amazing vision with the saplings, going in here as
the
Khaled.
twisted advance was just so good from Beryl.
It never works out, right? Yeah, because as you're saying, Beryl just locks him down, he doesn't have the ultimate available, he's trying to set it for his team, but you have to recognize there that your team has to funnel through a choke point into a rumble. It's just never going to work out. You just have to give the objectives. You can't approach from either the north or the south side of the river. Walking in for the jungle is a sure death sentence, and now not only do they get the Herald, which they can plop down wherever they see fit, as we see Canyon hovering towards the bot side, maybe try and bait something out, but more importantly, and you also give up a kill, and that's not really necessary.
No. Especially when the cow was level 5.
He didn't have ultimate.
He did not have ultimate.
No.
Neither did Beryl, which is, you know, my bad. Probably shouldn't have been talking about the fact that he could lock down multiple people if he doesn't actually have that. And you can, of course, if everyone's stacking on top of one another and they get, like, arcane smashed. However, not likely. And I was talking about the ult when he did not have it. So,
could have gotten away
necessary.
with it. No, the perfect crime.
No, I will not allow myself to get away with mistakes like that. The collective would not want that.
Arcane Smash is a funny one, because I do feel like the Smash part of that feels very Maokai, but the Arcane part of it doesn't really make thematic sense to me. It's Damwon Kia are just keeping a tight lockdown on this early game.
I mean, if he's a tree that can animate baby trees that he just keeps throwing out of himself...
Isn't that more like
nature? That seems like an arcane
It's more like nature magic than arcane magic.
Yeah, the arcane's somewhat naturey, isn't it?
I'd argue it was the other way around then. I guess you're right.
I don't know.
It's an interesting conversation for sure.
I actually don't know what the definition of arcane is outside of magic. You know?
Yeah. So I guess every type of magic is arcane.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there anyone in the collective that has the answer? Because obviously there's nothing really else to talk about here. 2,000 gold lead for Damwon Kia just from lane kingdoming. As a result, Peanut is 1 camp ahead. Congratulations to Peanut. Canyon's still sitting on this Rift Herald, and they have taken 2 Drakes thus far as well. Cloud Soul is upon us, which I am very happy about. I feel right at home.
Oh. That's 1 roundabout. When did they get a name? At 2 roundabouts? 2 brushes with death. That was the first one.
Arcane apparently just means mystery, like secretive. I don't know.
Well, now
this is what a few people in the collective are saying.
Now I'm more confused.
No, now it makes less sense.
Yes.
Because, I mean, it is a secret as to how Beryl can constantly make animated trees run around
that
and
part
explode.
That part is fine. That falls within the general realm of the mystical.
Yeah. And I guess if it's, like, mystical and secretive, then the fact that there's no real reason for Arcane Smash to be called Arcane Smash is therefore arcane.
I feel like that's stretching it, though.
No, that's the definition.
No, I get that, but like, doesn't that feel instinctively wrong to you?
No, it feels great.
Okay, well then I will follow you. Follow you in that call.
Yeah, big fan. All right, well that means that we don't need to talk about that anymore, which I imagine people are probably okay with at this point in time.
Talk about the game for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, haven't we done that to death so far? Is there much more? This is Damwon pushing every single wave, every single lane, sorry. They have control of the jungle, they have control of the vision. There is vision here for Nongshim, but it's sort of like surrounding control wards that Damwon Kia already have down. Like, look at that one on the bottom side of the map, giving Damwon all of that information. We're gonna call that one Kevin. Kevin's getting a lot of work done. Kevin's back is very strong. He is a powerful, powerful guy.
And then the one on the top side for Nongshim, is it like Kevin's brother?
Oh, yeah, that's Craig.
It's distant cousin, and they don't get along well anymore. They're kind of estranged, but we all
Whose life expectancy is longer, Kevin or Craig?
That's a hard one. I'm personally going to say Craig.
Craig?
Yeah, I think so.
No, Craig.
Oh, Craig.
Not Craig. Not Craig.
I thought it was
not
Craig.
A list. No, Craig.
Oh.
I think, Beryl can flash. Okay, Ghost is now in a heck of a lot of trouble. He is going to be able to use the heal. He might be able to get himself out of here, but not going to happen as there is another kill elsewhere on the map. Beryl should be going down here as Peanut's going to turn up, grabs himself the reset on the E, and Damwon Kia, in the meantime, will try and get some work done on this outer turret. But that is the woes of the bottom lane poking their heads back in here, Chronicler.
Making great use of the power and setup that is available, but just feeling like a little bit of an off call. Beryl in the enemy jungle, right? So he has to use flash immediately. Ghost not really respecting the pressure that the enemy had, but end of the day, it's still definitely worth it. The attention that was paid by Nongshim on the bot side means that there is a free topside turret, which gets Khan further ahead. Canyon picked up a second kill, so when you look at the picture of the map as a whole, it's definitely worth it for Damwon Kia, but the bot lane dying does... It mainly makes us think back to worse things.
Yeah,
that's the main thing.
It's not exactly the be-all and end-all of this situation. What is very important to talk about is the fact that Kevin and Craig both died. And I don't know who died first.
You said you wanted to talk about the game's Ghost!
Yeah, Peanut is going to wrap around. Oh no. Yeah, that's the bouncy castle. That is a very, very dead Callista is now. Double teleport's coming in. Beryl is here as Peanut's just looking to try and escape. Kellen now with the ultimate, but is it actually going to be enough? As now Rich is going to turn up. Khan's pretty tanky as Canyon is making his way down. This equalizer is terrifying. The flash comes out. Gori looking to escape here, and they will be able to get away. It is going to be the flash employed by the Lee Sin. Damwon Kia looking to continue this pressure. 30 seconds on this Cloud Drake. Damwon just want to get them out of here. That's, yeah, I think Kellen's just dead now. Very unfortunate. Showmaker picks it up as now the roots are going to come down, and Canyon, he's happy to tank this turret. Not even going to have to do so as Beryl does it with his Aftershock, and it's a very comfy couple of kills for Damwon Kia. And they should be able to grab themselves the Drake now off the back of it as well.
And while that initial play starts out as Ghost overextending, his laning phase was really good. Him and Beryl did very well there, but now twice in a row post-laning phase, when the map opens up, you know, like people aren't just staying in their lane, there's more roaming going around, getting punished twice. The big difference between Damwon Kia previously, pre-break, and with Ghost now back, is that as a whole, they're able to actually capitalize. And this play, you see that they're not on bot side, you know you are completely fine. Khan tanks the turret, him and Kane have more than enough damage available. And as Ghost, yeah, going for that wave without any vision is a really, really big risk. However, the double teleport available means that initially you think, okay, this is easy, but Beryl doesn't have his ultimate, right? And if he has his ultimate, this looks a lot cleaner, but instead they have to wait it out. They see Gori come in, Rich is there, but Rich is very far behind. Gets taken to half before the fight has even begun, and then Canyon comes in. And then from this point on, as Nongshim, you're trying to get the backs, and the key thing here is that those backs aren't synchronized. So there's a bunch of people that are able to then make their way out, and the other are left for Damwon Kia to snatch up. And now it's Soul Point early on, and yes, there's some mistakes from Damwon Kia. It's not 100% clean, but still, as a whole, they are in very firm control of this game.
By the way, Maokai's Q is now Bramble Smash, not Arcane Smash. It used to be Arcane Smash, and it no longer is. So...
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. It's one of my favorite ability names, and now it's gone forever.
You want to talk about it?
I just did.
I mean, maybe you
oh, like further elaborate?
Yeah.
I guess brambles are okay.
Bramble Vest is a cool item.
It is a cool item.
It's something.
Other Ride of the Arcane still exists, right?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, thank goodness.
There's still mystery in this game.
The mystery remains. Fate's Call is going to come down. That's no longer in the arsenal of Ghost, but Peanut going to throw down the stopwatch. Is it going to be enough to keep him alive? Well, he's dodging for the moment, but Khan's going to grab a reset off it and use that to get so much extra power. Kellen going to sacrifice himself, but I don't know whether it's going to save the rest of them as Khan looking for more of these resets. He seems like he's unkillable right now on the Viego, really demonstrating the mid-game power of this champion. As Damwon Kia, they just find an opportunity and take whatever they wanted.
Damwon Kia looking reinvigorated. An attempt to set up a play there from Nongshim, or at least get some vision control on the top side. Wow, Showmaker, can you not? We're trying...
Showmaker really wants to go home today.
He's It's been a while since we've seen mid lane Matt Showmaker, and while I think AD carry Showmaker was a fun experiment, we all collectively agreed that
I feel like the charging time was a bit too long on AD carry Showmaker.
It did. However, this time definitely not the case, and it is a long range engage. This is exactly what is provided to you by the Fate's Call. And the Maokai, and we see there, Nongshim initially, they want to actually go in, they want to try and make a play here, but they can't, and that's the value of that Maokai ultimate. Not only does he provide lockdown, he then immediately takes away the opportunity for the enemy team to actually engage on your play, and they blow him up. Nothing to be done about that. The equalizer from Canyon, yet again beautiful, really, really well utilized. And now Damwon Kia, they're 4k gold ahead, they have the sword point available. And this composition is gonna do fine in the mid to late game as well, right? Like, if you are behind, then maybe you're in for a rough time, but right now they most certainly are not.
Yeah, Peanut is in a whole host of trouble as Khan is just pushing him out of his own jungle. Q gonna connect there from Gori, but he ain't going in on that one. And with Beryl waiting in the wings, like the single target lockdown of anyone that dives into the comp is just nutty. Even if it's Akali, because you don't need to target any of your moves. You can still smash her around when she's in the smoke screen. So that's it's a roughie.
And I'm glad you pointed out, because it's something that I hadn't talked about yet, but that is indeed one of the things that makes Akali so slippery and so hard to deal with, is that not just... Oh, hold up, Gori.
Yeah, Gori gonna try and fight Khan. Yeah. Not sure who wins that one. Well, actually, I'm not sure if Gori wins that one, as neither is he. He's going to move himself away.
Yeah, that's a safe bet. Even with the Wit's End, that isn't that amazing against the Lee. I don't think you win that, Gori. You can go for it, and maybe the kick plus the Q damage will be enough, but I don't think it's a risk you should take. I do think as Nongshim, you're looking for risks, but not risks this big. Oh, let's get the charge.
Yeah. Oh, very close. Getting her eye poked out before she managed to get towards the turret, but he's going to be all right for now as Canyon dash cannoning forward. Chains connect there from Showmaker, but Damwon Kia unable to quite find the picks.
And I think they could have tried to force that, but instead, I'm very happy with this choice. Go back. Just go back. Set up for this Drake. Lock yourself into the sword point. There's no need for you to take the skirmish. Just go in for the poke. And then the subsequent fight, a fresh back for Beryl. He just finished his banner of command. Showmaker!
Yeah, gets over the wall though. Is still going to flash to avoid the Q out of the Lee Sin. I like the respect given there from Showmaker, but now doesn't have that crucial ability for the upcoming Soul fight. Beryl's going to come back down. Does have the brambles available as Khan will start off this Drake for the moment. Ghost waiting off towards the side, actually going to take the long way around, which as we now know was a good choice as Rich was checking the area. Showmaker makes his way over. Gonna be able to get the second hit of the chain as, okay, we're just gonna put some mist down. Jonah Strong does some zooming. That doesn't make any action actually happen.
Beryl is giving presence to the mid team, and Jonah sure just wants to make sure that we know that.
Yeah,
that is happening.
True. Okay, well, we do have the extra secure that the Ren does give you despite the nerfs. Okay, here we are. The ult just to get them out of the way, and there's absolutely no response here. Equalizer still being held on to as now Fate's Call will get the tree out of there. As Canyon's going so dang fast, but it looks like Damwon Kia will just take the dragon and head away. And this, remember, is Cloud Soul for a Rumble. And Rumble really likes Cloud Souls. You saw how much he rocketed out after throwing down the Equalizer, and the Equalizer is also on about a 15-second cooldown or something like that.
The more I think about it, the more I love this Maokai. Like, I can't get over how happy I am to see this picked into this specific composition, because Nongshim's composition has an incredible amount of mobility available, right? Like, look at it. Like, Diana, Lee, Akali, all these champions, they're flashy, they move around, you know, they have a bunch of pressure. Showmaker!
Boom!
Yeah.
Goodbye, Rich. As Showmaker very close to falling down, however, did have the help of his friends.
Canyon always there. Canyon has been everywhere this entire game.
Yeah,
Has picked
Canyon's
up
pretty big.
literally every objective. Like 6 out of 7 kills in terms of kill participation, but
I kind of like that Canyon's probably going to get the POG for this game. Just because welcoming Canyon back to the jungle is definitely a good thing.
Yeah. As this
Positive reinforcement for Jungle Canyon.
It's like the fact that Rich can almost do this says a lot about Akali.
Yeah.
As a champion, because he had one item. It was Riftmaker. He had an Oblivion Orb, but you can still see Showmaker, I think, also not necessarily ready for that amount of damage to come through. But with Canyon there, he was completely fine. But as I was saying earlier, all these champions from Nongshim, they're mobile. You know, Kaiser wants to dive into the backline. And then you have Maokai, which is like, I just press R.
Yeah.
And I have like a point and
Oh,
click.
but you also press W.
Yeah.
Like this comp is actually like, if it's Beryl and Showmaker together, this is a pick comp. It's actually really, really effective. As Beryl's going to throw down the ulti here, as that is a corridor you did not want to walk down. They do make it out without falling down just yet. Twisted advance just onto Gori as Beryl gatekeeping the best he can. Fate's Call going to be there as Khan makes his way into the backline, and now he's a cow! Seeing what he can do, it's going to be another reset, and I think we're going to have to say goodbye as he picks up Lee Sin as well. Khan, pretty good at this champion, as it turns out. Flash out from Dr. Arm, but it's a triple kill for the Viego. And we've been talking about these resets. I feel like we haven't seen a Viego performance like this just yet, and maybe Canyon doesn't actually get it. Maybe it's just about Khan.
I'm just happy to see Damwon back in this form, and it's just one game. We're not going to get overly enthusiastic just yet. But what we do see here is Damwon playing to their team composition. I think that is something that has been missing from this team for quite a while. They've been trying to force things to an aggressive extent in the games that didn't really work out for them. And here we see the Maokai just means you can't actually engage into this corridor. They make use of the AoE capabilities that the team has. Beryl goes in very deep, but then the aftershock wears off. Fortunately, as Fate's Call available, and while this is happening, Khan realizes, hey, misses out on the combo, which is a bit unfortunate, but I imagine he doesn't play a lot of Alistair, so we're going to forgive him for that one. As you pointed out,
I mean, it's been since like, what, Season 3, Season 4?
God, top lane.
Ali used to be a top laner?
Like Triforce,
yeah.
Sheen Rush,
and then they took away Headbutt Auto. So sad.
I think it was good that they did that. But,
no, I thought it was so much fun having having Alistair on the top side. I thought it was really fun.
It was. It was also very broken.
It was.
Yeah.
That trade pattern was actually the most toxic thing. I know. I loved it.
That was before we knew about champions like Viego, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Although Damwon have firm control of this game, they have Soul, they have all the poke they could wish, they're impossible to engage on. And that's really the big, like, you can't.
Look at this.
You can do nothing.
I mean, we talk about zoning ults all the time. Now Rich is going to wake up on top of a bed of fire. That's absolutely not what he wants. He's able to get out of there for the moment, but isn't here now for this fight as Canyon will go golden. Gori gets absolutely nothing done. Peanut, exactly the same fate as now. Kellen's walking away, but that will is absolutely breakable as Showmaker does it with a lazy chain. And that's another kill going over to Khan, who's just having a ridiculous day today. Showmaker baits as best he can. Rich is still a Kali, so that's cool, as Showmaker's going to take a casual turret shot. The Damwon Kia are Damwon Kia. They definitely want to get all of the kills. Showmaker, you're not going to be able to...
Oh, he's going back!
Yeah, I think Showmaker went back into turret range or something like that right there, which is why he had to use his... Oh, okay.
No!
Yeah, had to wait 10 seconds. As now we've got a back coming in for some reason, and now the teleport forward from Showmaker, as I probably could have just teleported perhaps, as the Nexus will fall down, 27.5 minutes, and Damwon Kia absolutely obliterate Nongshim Redforce.